Okay, everybody good? So, just start out by saying this is exactly what bowl games, why they are significant and important. Today's a really special day for our team, and what a great environment, what a great place to host a game, and an outstanding opponent to compete against. And today, what you saw out there was two very resilient, very competitive football teams. A ton of respect for Vanderbilt coming in, even more so now. So just can't say enough about them. Really proud of our guys, the effort that they exerted out there, the way they competed, and played it right to the end. Obviously, it was a hard-fought game. Both teams really going at it, and it's a great feeling, great way to end the season. We had 27 outstanding seniors on this football team, and those guys really took it over starting in January. And we've had some tough losses this year, but the one thing they've done is showed up and competed each and every time. So just really gratifying to see them walk out with a win, and Mark and representative of all the guys that we have. Mark's only been with us a little bit shorter than the other guys, but just fit right in, and just really happy for all the guys, happy for our entire team, our staff, but our fans, right down the line, but especially these seniors. I'll throw it out for questions.
Coach, talk a bit about the guy under center. He's a quarterback with a fullback mentality and a physique, but he also comes with 2 national championships. How does that fit?
Yeah, I said yesterday, to me, you evaluate quarterbacks by how they move their teams and if they're winners or not, and that's kind of like a pitcher in baseball. And then the other component is to the players on the team, believe in that player. And the good quarterbacks I've been around, that's what it is. There's all sizes, shapes, descriptions. Probably 2 of the better ones in the country playing today, in my opinion, against each other. Very different players, but very, just fit the bill of what I just described. And I can't say enough about Mark. He's just, at times, painful to watch him practice. Every now and then he'll do some things. I'm like, what, really? But when we get here on the game field, he's a guy everybody believes in, coaches, players. Competes out there tooth and nail. And big part of the reason we won today was obviously his leadership and his impact on the game.
Coach, you often do the defense, succeeds big time. That's what happened in the first half. You got the lead. You got an obvious kitchen. I think you brought him to the ground about 4 times in that opening half.
Yep.
Talk about what was working so well with your pass rush.
That's how football is. Nobody wants to hear it, but it just I'll share this with you. Going into the game, I was hoping for a Missouri score 17-10, with us being 17, not them. But I was kind of hoping maybe we could keep it that way. But they're a really explosive, dynamic team offensively. So it wasn't a great first half for them on the offensive side. And to their credit, they made some adjustments. They came out, went a little tempo at times, and just got us on our heels a little bit. And it was tail 2 halves, but that's what makes football so interesting.
How about the effort of Carson? He had a huge first half too, and it really helped get you guys going.
Yeah, he's one of those seniors. It hasn't started till this year, and we've had some really good linebackers at our place. One of them's down here playing with the Buccaneers. But he's been an excellent special teams guy, and then certainly this year has played outstanding football. It's kind of fun to watch him because each week early in this season, once he started really figure out and know how to size things up, he started really playing effectively. So I'd say from 3rd, 4th game on, he's just been playing at a really high clip and just a really explosive football player.
Kirk, you've been making the 2008 comparison for a little while, your favorite teams of all time. With this team, does this result sort of complete that comparison in your mind?
It really does. I think the difference, again, as I alluded to, is just the teams that beat us. With all due respect to the teams that beat us in that season, but we'll see how it all turns out. I look at India, I look at Oregon as 2 of the best teams anywhere, and I think right now they're in the top 5. But if either one of them wins it all, it wouldn't shock me at all. And I'm certainly no expert on that stuff. You guys watch more of it globally than I do, but just know this: being on the field, those 2 teams are really good. Southern Cal is not a bad football team either, and Iowa State was a highly ranked team when we played them. So. Each game was, those were all tough, hard fought, and you just play here, play there, and it's a different outcome. But that's football. And the good thing about our guys, they didn't look backwards. They just kept focusing on what the opportunities were in front of them. And so to beat a ranked team, a deservedly ranked team, a 10-win, SEC football team, that's really gratifying. Again, the seniors, everybody can feel good about that.
Coach, you said you're going to come back next season
Yeah.
How does a team like this kind of keep you young, I guess?
So I'll tell you what might drive me out. I was just thinking about that a little while ago. What might drive me out of coaching are the 5 hours before kickoff. No matter when you play, I figured today would be pretty easy, a noon kickoff. But those 5 hours, that's when the monsters kind of appear and get in your head a little bit. Otherwise, I enjoy the whole week. There's something about it. But I do want to go back and set the record straight because I was asked that question at that press conference. And I said, yeah, I plan on being back. And then all of a sudden it looked like I made a proclamation, I'll be back. I never made a proclamation for the record. And I did answer the question, yeah, I'll be back for next season. I think my sights are a little further down the road than next season. But the powers will be able to decide that. So I feel great, enjoy what I'm doing. And, you get to work with young people. Mark's represented the kind of people I work with on a daily basis and our staff. I'm trying to keep our marriage together too. So I think all those things combined are going to all work out.
Kirk, back here, you and Clark both talked yesterday about how bowl games still matter, and especially today to see 2 starting quarterbacks not opt out in the bowl play. How important is that as well, that the fans and everyone got to see both starting quarterbacks, and it still matters?
College football has changed so much, and I've seen it for a long time. But if you got the right guys, it hasn't changed, and that's, again, what you enjoy about it. I'm not being accusatory or judgmental on anybody. We've created an environment, the adults have created an environment where it's really hard right now for players. It's hard for the people that are raising those players. So if we're not careful, we're going to strip away what's really good about college football and what's great about competing. But one thing we believe in recruiting, what have you, if we look hard enough, there are guys out there. You just got to find the right one. And again, these 2 quarterbacks there may be representative that they're not cookie cutter, 6'4" John Elway throw the ball guys, but both of them are just really good football players. And I think there are a lot of guys on both teams that kind of maybe fit that bill. So I'm hopeful we can get this thing under control a little bit, the global, college football situation. But we got some work to do, unfortunately.
Coach, here in the back, I want to ask a couple special teams related questions. First, been in coaching over 45 years. I want to know if you've ever seen a illegal kicking call after a cross-line scrimmage. Secondly, there were some special teams important plays today. I want to hear about if that's a fitting way for Lamar Woods to have his last game as special teams coordinator.
Yeah, it is. So for the record, I was more ticked off about us not having contain over there when the guy rolled to the right. Thank God we didn't. I full disclosure, I didn't know the rule. The guy on our sideline did know the rule, and he said to me, you can go a generation or a career and not experience one of those. Also, for the record, Tyler Parker did know the rule, and he said on our headset we're going to get the ball, which that was really great. But LeVar's done a great job with our special teams for quite a while now, and every play on special teams is, in my mind, really critical and important to the success of a football team. For us, it's always been that way, and just going right, I think it was our, that last kickoff where they kind of blooped it down there, just getting possession right there was really critical, and that's not a routine play. So, LeVar's done a wonderful job, and he'll continue to do so. I know that.
Kirk,
Appreciate his efforts too.
Kirk, you mentioned this multiple times, but one of the best parts that you said about getting to do a bowl game was the fact that you get an extra month with
Yep.
the team and you get to enjoy that extra month. What is this extra month meant for this group of seniors to be able to have those relationships with them, see them flourish, see them win the awards, and then now win a bowl game?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we enjoy, the being together and having a chance to, in football, you think about it, I mean, we've played 13 games since January, or since, September, August, whenever we got started there. So the time in football that you invest in working, compared to when, the chance to compete, it's not like Major League Baseball where you play 162. The time together working at it is so much more proportionally. So if you got guys that don't like each other or guys that don't like working, it's just, it doesn't work well. And that's, we're looking for those kinds of guys that really understand what it takes to be good and don't mind putting it in. And then the camaraderie that develops. And typically, you've heard me say before, it usually takes months for that to really develop. But this group, starting in January, just had a little bit different vibe than maybe what we are used to. So, and it's really showed up on the field, which is a great thing.
Kirk, you always talk about the foundation is the offensive line, defensive line. Those 2 units probably played their best football today.
Yep.
Just can you speak to that and having the O-line up there on the stage with you guys?
That was Mark's idea. And, something else I like about quarterback, I like how quarterbacks understand linemen, help them out. And I always tell these guys, like, if you didn't have a center, you would never get the ball, so just shut up, all right? The center's the most valuable guy out there. But yeah, it speaks, I think, to the understanding our guys have of how things work. One thing depends on another, and yeah, if you're, and Clark said it yesterday, just, being good up front is really important in a conference like ours or a conference like the SEC. And unfortunately, as we move forward, we're going to graduate a lot of those guys. So now, the work begins to get some guys not necessarily grow up, but just kind of harden up a little bit more and be able to compete in a game like this one today, because it was a long day.
Coach, how has this team been different from any of the teams that you've coached?
Oh, I got 5 children. My wife and I have 5 children. It's hard to compare them because all you do is get in trouble. But it's been one of the most enjoyable teams I've ever worked with, and at any level, any time. Just had a special chemistry, and it would have been great to go undefeated. I know nobody would complain about that, but sometimes you learn more about people and teams, when it's not going well. And today was represented that. I mean, there's a lot of ups and downs today, but we responded. We responded, and some days it's the defense responding when it's not going great offensively, and vice versa. But that's the beauty of the game. And finding an answer, it takes the right people, and that's what these guys did a great job of today.
Just a couple more questions.
Yep.
Kirk, I guess after the Nebraska game, you said that this team deserved to kind of get that 8th regular season win. I guess now that, you guys been wanting to get a ranked win, you guys have been closer and closest. But I guess how did this group kind of rally together for that one final stand? And I know how important this game was for you, so they could get that 9th win.
Yeah, so the word deserved or justice, those are strong words for like football, right? But it's just, as a guy watching, you just hope for good things to happen to guys that, deserve it. And these guys certainly deserved it, and they finished the season. You had those 2 tough losses coming out of the last break. Come back and win a game where it was hard as hell to win that thing, and then go out and, it ends up not being that challenging after we got going in that last game. And then you got the whole month of December, and speaking of monsters or, things in your head, it's such a long, drawn-out month. So, you're not focused on the game necessarily until about 9-10 days ahead. So you got to go through all those periods, and, it doesn't always look great, and just, all the stuff that you're worried about. But ultimately, and I tried to tell myself, like, it'll show up on the field how well we did or didn't do. So again, it goes back to these guys just, doing a good job, just, gradually just keep climbing and getting better. And I think it certainly showed up today out there on the field.
Coach, you came up with Clint Eastwood yesterday.
Not 97-year-old or however old he was in that movie. Yeah, not the young guy. Yeah.
But isn't that what football is, the good, the bad, and the ugly? And so
Yeah, no question. No question. I've seen it all, lived it all too. So today was good and beautiful. So anyway, yeah, it's all good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach.